Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Hi, my name's Kristan. This is my 2006 Evo 9. As a kid, I've always loved Japanese cars and turbos and initial D, so by nature I ended up with a Japanese car. When I was around high school time, I always saw Evos and mainly STIs drive around, and I was like, wow, it'd be really cool to get one of those. And as I grew up, I ended up getting a Prius as my first car. Every car guy's like worst nightmare. So naturally I ended up getting rid of it in a way that wasn't the best, but it ended up blowing up 2 years down the line, and I ended up buying this 2006 Evo 9 in December of 2018. I started off as like a simple street car with just some wheels and coilovers, and ended up turning into, I mean, in my vision, a really fun daily, but in some people's eyes, almost borderline not street drivable. It's got some parts on it that aren't the most street friendly, but it ended up turning into my dream that I'm still gonna build this car into eventually a Pikes Peak competition car and compete there. So when I was in high school, I walked to school and back. I didn't have a car even when I was a senior. So every time I'd go back from school to home, I'd see all these cars. There were, Evos and STIs and, M3s and stuff. Even I was like, man, it'd be so rad to get one of those. And my first car ended up being a Prius, and every time I'd go to Mulholland, the Snake, which happens to be in our backyard, I would see the silver Evo just rip the mountain up all the way and shoot a huge flame as it did its flyby past like wherever we used to park. And I was like, wow. I debated between STI and Evos, and I was like, okay, I want an Evo after I saw that. And I ended up saving a little bit over the past, that was about 2 years before I got this car. And in 2018, I actually ended up buying this 2006 Evo 9. It didn't look like this. It was way less ruined than I came around and then did my thing. So yeah, this is my 2006 Evo 9. So in terms of mods on this car, it's got a few things done to it. Always on the front, you see it's a Voltic style bumper. It's not a real one because I'm poor. It's got a headlight delete. It's got a massive intercooler. In terms of power mods, it's got full bolt-on, Cosworth M2 cams, the Cyber Evo front end or the hood, the Cybon carbon wide fenders. It's got some TEs, as everybody does. I mean, I love them. Can't really hate them. Then it's got a 30-something point cage on the inside of it. It's built for NASA in terms of super touring. It's got a carbon Kevlar Recaro Hahn seat and a 6-point harness. And then we built a steering wheel for it with like a GG3 with the buttons and the shift lights and everything. My friend Adam and Nikita, they both built it while I supervised them. I didn't do anything. And then it's got a carbon trunk from Cybon and some coilovers and an alignment. And that's pretty much it. It's not anything like super crazy in terms of mods. It's pretty basic. Although it looks a lot faster than it is with the one headlight, but I mean, it only makes 360 wheel. So the goal with this car, at least my goal with this car when I first bought it, was to keep it like somewhat conservative in terms of like a street car. My intentions were never going this extreme, but we are here now. So my goal for this was to race Pikes Peak in 5 years. I think would be a realistic time frame where I could finish the car, learn how to drive much better, get comfortable with the car and the power and just how it drives. And then about 5 years from now, I would at least try and enter Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. And that is the ultimate goal for this Evo. I mean, there's been quite a few Evos there. Everyone's seen that famous Evo crash that flew off the mountain. But yeah, that's the goal for this car. I'd love to race in like Time Attack Series and NASA or Grid Life. Would be great if they would come to this side, not and the West Coast side. But yeah, that's the goal for me and this Evo. So my favorite wavy road is definitely, without a doubt, the Snake. It's Mulholland Highway. I mean, everyone's seen that famous J-turn where people crash, or the motorcycles and the bikes and the cars, people get pulled over. That happens to be like 15 minutes from us, so it turned out to be perfect. I've spent countless hours and days and nights up there just hanging out and meeting new people. It's actually how I met all these guys that we created this shop, and we just would go up and down this mountain. I never bought this car, I didn't have this car at the time. Now it's closed because of the fires and the rain. So they have no intention of really opening it back up again. I think it's been almost a year now, I want to say. Because, yeah, it's been almost a year since they've closed this road, and I haven't driven this car on that road. But yeah, definitely Mulholland, the Snake, is my favorite road. I met like some of my lifetime friends there and learned a lot. And actually, that's why I got this car, because of that road. So.